game lasts forever. Like, look at me, February 10th, 2037. I was having a conversation with someone earlier. This game, at its lowest acceleration, can be played in actual real time, which is insane. But I kind of want to see that happen because I'm reminded of an experiment called it's the pitch drop experiment. Basically, there's a university somewhere, and they have a paper cone, and they filled it with pitch, and they cut the tip off, and it sat there. And they count the drops as they come out. And they are glacial. Like, it is so slow, and if we didn't have timed acceleration, and also, we did do some combat. We did glorious combat against the aliens with my inferior forces. And the dumbest AI... Okay, like, originally, first full combat, we did good. Like, we got the initial start off, we got the smaller destroyer. It's like watching an episode of One Piece. God damn it. Like, I had good tactics. The problem is the maneuverability. The game's in-game maneuverability is not good. It's not good. It's slow. Okay, no, it's not slow. Slow is fine. Accuracy is important. It doesn't have accuracy. It's absurd. If anything, I'm going to clip that. I'm going to do a highlight clip. I'm going to post it into their freaking Discord. What if they wanted the game to be hard? No. They wanted the game to be hard. These are the people that made the Long War and Long War 2 mods for XCOM. Okay? Like, these people understand the long game, and they've done very well on nearly everything. You don't understand. The weapon systems and everything on here is using actual physics calculations in order to do their shit. I've modded weapons in this game. It's insane. Like, the actual joule energy conversions are being done here for kinetic weapons. It's insane. It's absolutely brilliantly insane. Like, no one else would actually do this. Like, there is a point value for weapons. If I click on a weapon here, okay, I just got laser cannons on this, but actually, wait, don't I have something that has an actual gun left? No, that's the cheap shot rattler, green lasers, rattler. Wow, I got nothing left like that. But anyway, kinetic energy, weight of the shell, speed that it's traveling at, that's all properly calculated together to do the damage. And the damage is like, I want to say 1 point of damage is like 5 to 20 joules, megajoules. But the navigation system during combat is aggravating to use because you want accuracy. You want a destination for these to go to track a target, to align it. Now, I've forgotten for the longest time, because I don't do a lot of combat, because you need ships in order to have combat, that there is an AI component. It can take over, and it's pretty well done. It's pretty well done right now. I lost a troop ship because for some reason it decided to sideswipe the remaining enemy vessel, which had no engines, no thrust. It was ballistic, and it crashed somehow. And I don't know why. There was no reason for it to. Absolutely none. What I just needed was a parallel course for my ships so that I could get their ordnance on a target which was not moving. Okay, it was moving through space, but I mean, it was no maneuverability. It could not change vectors. Easiest goddamn thing to hit. And somehow, he sideswiped his ship into it. Another ship which has just a nose weapon, because I've been using the particle beams very successfully. pain in the ass to get it on. The ship that finally got the kill was one of my monitors. I had this whole Hera class. Like, the starting ships that I had here for this, the Zeus class destroyer and the Hera class monitor. I literally just built these ships specifically to try to take out an alien ship. The Zeus class was designed to do the kill. Like, it was designed to do that. It has the particle cannon on the front, which can pierce pretty much any armor, so whatever the aliens have for armor, I didn't care. It had point defense particle beams to try to keep it alive. But in order to keep it alive, each one of these had 3 Hera class monitors on it. And literally all it is a single point defense particle beam and 3 Rattler missile bays. Now you're asking yourself, why? They have pretty good point defense, and their missiles are better. Why would you do this? Saturation. That's the entire reason. That's the only reason I'm using these. And supposedly these things have high acceleration and low delta V. In practice, like, the alien shit is a lot better. I mean, these are still starting missiles, but still, I needed the saturation. These will fire 3 shots every 5 seconds. I have a magazine expansion on them, doubling them from 24 to 48. 3 of those on each of those, 3 ships in a group. You, do the expanding math. The idea was Macross Missile Massacre. And it basically worked. Got the destroyer easy. The, I want to say it was a battle cruiser. That one was hard. And the only reason it was hard is because after it was disabled, I had to get my ships to chase after it. And getting my ships to chase after it was an exercise in futility. I have pretty efficient engines, and they do have the combat thrust, so I understood that it was going to take a while. But getting that focus I needed for a ship to go in a direction that I wanted it to sucked. Because you need to compensate for momentum, direction of thrust. Since the ships only change their course using their main engines, means the entire ship has to turn in order to face a direction. I'm good with that. I just need to be able to turn the ship in the right direction. There are 2 additional keys I'm hitting, Q and E. Q, which changes the circular control from this to this, and E, which just controls forward and back. Like, that's it. Like, it's just accelerate, decelerate. And even with these fine control access I have access to, it is nearly impossible to get my ships to follow another ship in a straight line. Because I gotta compensate for that shit. I mostly was using padlock, the advanced padlock mode, just so that I could get my ships to at least get their waypoints pointed at the enemy vessel, and then try to maneuver around that. And it's like, why is it this hard? If I had a navigation point, like if I could range a point of where I wanted a ship in relation to another ship, that would be great. If I had a cone or a beam coming out of those points when I manipulated them, showing me what direction it would be going. Like you can drag them where you want, but getting any sort of precision is insane. And I understand that some of these ships require additional turns in order to move because they're large and they're heavy, and I don't have the maneuvering capability on them that allows them to do very fast turns. But I still need to know, I need to know how much turn I can do. And I have very few, the line changes from yellow to red. That doesn't tell me how much I can do. I would like it, what I would like. Kerbal Space Program, when you are putting a part down, there is an advanced mode that puts a gimbal sphere on it, 3 axes. And you can grab one of those axes and turn it. And I can push a button so it only turns a little bit when I do it. If I had that and a stick pointing out of that ball, I would be happy, because then I could fine aim these points. Instead, I have a... I feel like I'm trying to draw something accurately on the other end of a skipping rope. That's what it feels like. This is not the precision I need, and I've done a lot of... I've played a lot of games. I've played a lot of space games. I like space games. Homeworld franchise. Nexus, the Jupiter Incident. That has an amazing 3D space control system. I've done sim games. I've played Kerbal Space Program. So fine control operations are, is something I grasp. I kind of understand it. Numbers? I got people that'll tell me that I'm bad at math. That's understandable. I'm good with pointy sticks. Well, controlling spaceships in real life can be hard, but they're trying to make it realistic, I guess. Yeah, it's hard, but it shouldn't be, I shouldn't be up there heaving on a wooden ship's wheel, trying to heave my ship on the right direction, while people run around the ship, look through portholes just to see where it is. It's like, Apollo 13, when they were trying to keep Earth in the window so they could have a point of reference when they did their burns using the LRM module. LRM, I think that's the wrong acronym. The lunar module, when they had to use that in order to... They had to use the engine on that in order to do the burn. That was chaos, but they could do it because they had the right frame of reference. Because they had a joystick. They had two people operating joysticks just to keep the thing controlled. It was crazy and insane, but they got most of the way there. I want to say I'm not doing that well. I would love to do better, but I can't. Because like I said, it's like driving with a rope. It's like I'm using skipping ropes to pull a wooden ship's wheel in order to aim these things. It's nuts. It's absolutely wacky. And I want it to be better. I want it to be better. I like the ship combat. I think there's still aspects that need some work on it here, because it's like in one case, the ship that came back and got repaired, this one, all the battle damage on the damage report in the front, all the cosmetic damage in the middle. Why? That made no sense. But it worked. I had the drill laser, I had like 6 Heras, I had 2 Zeus class, I had a ship that is now gone. I had a very maneuverable ship designed specifically to bring Marines into combat, and it's gone now. And what was the other ship I had? I think it was this one, the Saratoga class.